Trauma runs your life more than your thoughts do, and most of the trauma you carry didn't come from your childhood.
Hey there. Buenos dias. Let's see. What should we talk about today? How about trauma? You know, trauma was done to us by design. I think back in the 1920s, they opened up a company. I can't remember the name of it. You can look it up. You can research it. But anyway, they opened up a company to treat shell-shocked people out of the war. But it was kind of a cover-up, because what they discovered was that trauma makes a person malleable. So they don't operate correctly after large amounts of trauma get stored in the body-mind field complex. You start operating differently. Like all of a sudden, you're always in the danger zone. And you can always tell somebody who's been traumatized because they carry it with them. That's like the first thing out of their mouth, especially in like toxic relationships that cause trauma. And those are kind of even by design too, because they could have been targeted by, narcissists, people who know psychological triggers, and they'll target you, just take advantage of you. I think this happens a lot with women, especially people with money. They get targeted because the trauma, they'll carry it with them. The first thing out of their mouth is their story. So if you're walking around thinking about, the first thing out of your mouth is your story about how shitty it's been, then you probably have some stored trauma. It's a good idea to get that stuff cleared. Yeah, that's what we do, is clear stuff. First, we want to reconstruct the body-mind field complex, get the spiritual energy running. Then, there goes a bunny rabbit. How'd you guys miss the rabbit? Holy cow. He would have been fun to chase. He's bigger than Scooch. I wonder if bunnies get trauma. I bet you they do. I bet you a wolf on the back of their heels is going to traumatize them. And that's kind of what it's like. You get a wolf chasing you. Who pretends like he's a sheep. They got handlers, groomers, what else they call it. I don't know. I let that stuff go, so it doesn't come to my mind anymore. But anyway, just think about it. If you got some past trauma, look me up. Let's get to the bottom of it. I even have some trauma exercises and stuff. I'll put together some lists of how to tell if you're in a toxic relationship. That's, some people can't even tell. And they're in one. Well, that's not very fun to do. Toxic relationships are the worst. They can isolate you and then torture you. And who wants to do that? If you're not living a life of freedom, power, and full self-expression, there's something else running the show. And let's take a look at it. The stuff is done by design. If you look at the social media, you look at all these terrible things on social media. Well, the subconscious mind can't tell the difference between a movie and the real thing. So even if you're watching a traumatic movie It can store that trauma inside your cells like you were living it. So it doesn't necessarily have to happen in real life. It could just be you doom scrolling. And you know, everybody does it a little bit. But my suggestion is stay off of it. Unless you're reading something that's going to assist you in your path. What are you reading for it at all for? This is a pretty cool trail. Check this out. We got Scooch over there climbing the mountain. She's in a hot pink sweater today. We got all sorts of stuff. Look at how fun this is. This is actually a bike trail. And it gets pretty brutal. It gets pretty brutal in some places. Just like your life. Look, everybody has stored trauma. I'm just going to tell you. It's almost impossible to be alive and not have some type of traumatic event that has changed your psyche in some way. Whether it's in the mental body, most definitely in the emotional body. If it's stored in the body, which can be a serious issue, it could lead to dis-ease. And then, you know, because it's stored and trapped, is blocking the energy flow. So if you got pain in the body and you've had trauma, then you really want to take a look at it. And let's face it, this is the future of healing. You go to the doctor, let's operate. Well, that's fucking trauma. So, you know, or they'll give you the medication. Well, how many side effects come along with that medication, doc? Have you seen the list of them? You're better off not taking anything at all. My personal opinion. But I don't take any medications. I'm not perfect. You know, I try to eat the best food I can get my hands on. You know, it's happened on every single avenue. It's crazy. Look, we got water spout and everything. Is it even on? Go check and see if it's on. It's drinking water. No water. We could come camping here anyway for a night or two. The sun's kind of peeking through the clouds. I wish it'd come out. It's like it starts raining, it gets cloudy, and then they have these jets on top spraying garbage. I wish they'd get the fuck off the planet, but the time's coming. Anyway, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Go check out my website. Schedule an appointment. The first place you want to start, you want to see if you even qualify. There's some people I won't even touch. They're so messed up. If you got I can refer you somewhere else. Somebody who's got a little more experience. It's going to be more expensive. But you got to start somewhere. I'm highly qualified. Give me a shout.